The Dallas Mavericks, man. The lottery happened, and they get the first overall pick in this year's 2025 NBA draft, man. And you know, it's very, likely. I'm gonna say 99.9% sure that they are gonna go after Cooper Flag, man. So with that being said, man, what's your thoughts when you seen the Dallas Mavericks get the number one overall pick?
Look, I am not. I am never the type to come on this show and say this is a conspiracy. This is
Hey, I
rigged.
wrote that down.
This is the first time in my sports watching life that I said that is rigged, bro. There is no damn way. No damn way. Okay? This is unbelievable.
No, they were in a playing game.
Well, I was gonna say they had a 1.8%
Bro.
chance to win this lottery, bro. And they won it. And I want to say I have nothing against Dallas organization. They're actually one of my favorite teams. I always like Dirk. I like Doncic. I like Kyrie going there. Blah blah blah. I like Mark Cuban. Nothing against Dallas, but this is some BS, bro. If I am Washington, Utah, Charlotte, I'm literally trying to change the lottery system after tonight. They had, I think, each 14% chance to win this lottery, and none of them finished in the top three.
Insane.
If I'm those three teams, I'm looking for them to change it to the NFL system where I get rewarded for being trash because this is unbelievable. 1.8. This, I think a lot of us know about the Patrick Ewing draft. There's
Mm-hmm.
been speculation. Even LeBron said he's like, I Cleveland won the lottery when I was coming out. Come on, bro.
Right.
And now Dallas, who basically got rid of Luca, and everybody is still in shock, I think, over that, is now rewarded with the number one first overall pick. And everyone's like, well, the NBA ratings have been down for a while. Dallas has been talked about a lot. How can we bring this back? Well, by bringing attention back to Dallas and rewarding them with a Cooper Flag. I mean, this is insane. This is crazy. I think if I'm Cooper Flag, I'm beyond happy. I mean, you could have been a Utah Jazz player tonight, but no, you're going to Dallas to play with Kyrie, Anthony Davis, and a franchise that is known to be much better than a Utah, a Washington, a Charlotte, and so on. I was shocked. I was sitting there. I for a second I actually thought the Spurs were going to win it, which would also be not crazy.
That's crazy.
But what I think some people are not talking about is today news came out that Giannis is going to be open to looking into other teams. Well, what if the San Antonio Spurs say, "Hey, we've got the second pick, we've got the 14th pick, we've
Mm-hmm.
got some pieces, Stephon Castle, whatever." I mean, I think a team could make a move from Giannis through this, but I'm really honestly for the first time in my life in terms of sports, I'm sitting there like, ain't no way, no way. I think something Adam Silver was up to something here because a team with 1.8% chance won the lottery, while three teams with 14% chance aren't even top three. Um, this is insane. And if you want the conspiracies to go out, well, I think rewarding teams with worse record would be better for the NBA because I don't think anybody believes in this what happened tonight. So yeah, this was crazy.
Yeah, man. So I didn't think you was gonna agree with me. I swear to God, I wrote it down too. Um, Bruh, I kid y'all not. I swear to God, I saw this about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. A dude was on social media and he was like, "You know how I know if the NBA is gonna be rigged? is if Dallas gets the number one pick in the draft. I swear to God, I saw a video. If I find it, I'm gonna send it to both of y'all. So he was like, think about it. He said the Lakers are the Lakers. They're a historic franchise. And what better to do than to send Luka Doncic over there to LA and LA stay relevant because LeBron's the end of his career. And how is the NBA going to reward him? By giving them the number one pick in the draft and letting them Cooper Flag. He's like, if that was to happen, he said, it is rigged. Don't, and he was like, no, I don't want to argue with nobody on here. That can argue in the comment section. He was going crazy. And you start to think about it a little bit, and you really, in all honesty, like Box Office just said, nobody talked about Luka Doncic being traded at all. It like just came out of nowhere. He never spoke to nobody else. He only spoke to the Lakers. Just think about it. And like Box Office, I'd never come on here and say anything in the NFL, the NBA sports is not rigged. That's why we love sports, because it's like the ultimate reality show. But this just looks crazy right now. That Doncic got traded to the Lakers. Nobody talked to him. They didn't even look for the highest bidder. They just took that trade and went with it. And now all of a sudden, fast forward time, you get the number one pick with a guy that some would say is the clear-cut number one in a draft that's actually loaded. They actually got a lot of good players in this draft, but he's still the clear-cut guy. He's looked upon as a major building block in a franchise in Cooper Flag, and the Mavericks get him. I ain't saying it's rigged, but it's making me raise my eyebrows like, whoa, this is crazy. I know Nico Harrison, he right now is like, yeah, 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 yeah.
Uh,
And I want to add one thing for Keo goes. Anthony Davis got traded to LA. Pelicans won the lottery.
Yep.
Luca gets traded to LA. Dallas wins the lottery.
It just looks funny.
It does.
um, the Dallas Mavericks, they were just competing to be in the play-in for the playoffs, and they were just in the play-in for the playoffs. Then out of nowhere, they received the number one overall pick, uh, and probably one of the best players, highly advertised. We know a lot about him. Like the hype around him, it's definitely there, and he goes to the Dallas Mavericks. Nico Harrison's job might have been saved. I wonder how Dallas Mavericks fans feels now about Nico Harrison and the Dallas Mavericks, because they lost their franchise, but they're getting another franchise cornerstone though with Cooper Flagg, and he's very talented. He can do basically everything. I mean, he ain't no Luca though. He could shoot, he could post up, he could get you those high percentage shots. He's a great defensive player also, and this is really good for the Dallas Mavericks, especially they still got more draft picks on the side of them. They still got Anthony Davis. They still got Klay Thompson. They got Kyrie there. Guys like Derek Lively. Um, this is really good for the Dallas Mavericks, and they're really lucky. A lot of people saying this thing might have been rigged. It seems like it though. It really seems like it. We were just talking about the NFL draft, how people think it's a collusion. What happened to Shador Sanders? I mean, then here comes the NBA draft. I guess here comes another collusion. It's been really good for the sports city of Dallas. From my Cowboys getting finally a wide receiver with George Pickens, from the WNBA Dallas Wings getting the number one overall pick with Paige Buckers. And they got a good squad over there too. And then now with the NBA's Dallas Mavericks getting the one overall pick with Cooper Flag. With that being said, man, I changed my mind. I said it earlier. The Dallas Mavericks actually won this trade now. This actually is not the worst trade um, ever or of all time, especially now you get Cooper Flag. We probably might. I think people will might have forget about this trade now with all of this happening.
Nope. Still the worst trade. To me.
It's too early to judge, in my opinion.
Mm-mm. But
We'll
shout out
see,
to
but there's
Dallas. That's
definitely
insane.
this helps Dallas out. Um, if they can keep Kyrie and Anthony along the Cooper Flag for the following year, when Kyrie's 100% healthy, that's going to be their shot.
Right.
Yeah, man, this is really good for them, and people are really shocked about this though. I didn't expect it though. You talking about a team that was on the verge to make the playoffs this year ends up getting um the number one overall pick. And yeah, I'm not a fan of this lottery pick. It should be like the way the NFL does it, from the records from the worst team to all the way to the team that wins the championship. I think that's how the draft should be. But obviously the NBA, they love changing things, but they don't want to change anything about the NBA draft. What a coincidence.
Three number one overall picks on their roster moving forward.
Yeah.
Number one
And they got
overall.
Dallas got a lot of former Duke players over there too. So, but NBA draft is around the corner, so we're gonna be looking forward to that. So guys like Ace Bailey's gonna be available in the draft also. So, um,